Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 7.3.1 Can't Stop, Won't Stop and Muscle Wizard. Now this path is all about your Mystic Champions. So let's get right into the nose. The first one is going to be Can't Stop, Won't Stop. So the duration of attacker's unstoppable buff is increased by 100%. But the defender takes 75% less damage from all attacks unless attacker has unstoppable effect. So you need to have champions that have built-in unstoppables on them. Also, there is another node that is by the name of Muscle Wizard that helps all your Mystic attackers. Whenever you will knock down the defender, the Mystic attacker will get unstoppable for 6 seconds, and that be increased to 12 seconds because of the Can't Stop, Won't Stop node. Now, if already there is an unstoppable on the attacker and you knock down the defender again, you will gain a fury that will increase your damage by 50%, and you can stack it up to 4 times so you can increase your damage by almost 200%. Now, the difficult node is going to be Riot. So the defender will start with an unblockable buff on him, but if you knock him down with a special attack, then unblockable will be converted into unstoppable. And to convert that unstoppable back into unblockable, you have to use a heavy attack. So to stay away from all of that, I would say the best champions to use are going to be Mystian champions that have easy access to nullify or stagger, and better yet, use champions that have their own power gain and they can just nullify the opponent from afar. So Doctor Strange would be amazing here because you can just use the counter spell. Also, Black Widow Claymore would be amazing if you start the fight with a light attack. That will work really well. Also, Symbiote Supreme and your Sorcerer Supreme are some good options as well. I will discuss more on that later in the video. So the mastery setup is going to be my non-suicide one here again. So upon you, whichever you want to use, both of them will work. So this is my setup usually. And before we jump into the part, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. Now the first fight is going to be against a Silver Surfer. Now Silver Surfer, his specials are very easily available. You might have noticed that at the start of the fight he had an unblockable buff on him. So I just started off with light attacks and I caught him in the first 2 light attacks and I easily nullified his buffs, his unblockable buff. Now I can easily parry him, I can just bait out his specials and I can play it normally. And with Black Widow Clairvoyance buff immunity on SP2, I can easily control the fight. And that's about it on Silver Surfer. Other champions that you can use are going to be, you can use a Doom here, Doctor Strange works really well, any stagger or nullified champion will work really well here. Scarlet Witch is a good option. You can also use Symbiote Supreme, all of those champion work. You can also use Doom and take him to a corner and do those corner slaps also, because every time you knock him down with a heavy attack he will go unblockable, and because of stagger that will be converted into shock, and then because of shock he will get passive stun. So I will show you a little snippet of it on the next fight, so stay tuned for that. So you saw that I'm trying to use a heavy attack to knock him down before I use an SP2, because when I knock him down there's an unstoppable on me, and then if I use SP2 I am able to do complete damage to him. So just be careful about that before you use a special attack with Black Widow Clairvoyant. Use a heavy parry, use a heavy attack so you get an unstoppable, and then throw your SP2 so you can do 100% of the damage. And that's about it guys, you can get through this fight easily with any Mystic champion with nullify or stagger. The next fight is against a Vision. Now the good part about this fight is you don't have to worry about the unblockable buff much because he will keep throwing his specials as he gains power with his Sig ability. One thing I would do differently for this fight is I would use an SP1 as soon as I get it, so I can remove his unblockable buff on him, and then I can just use a 5-hit combo, take him to a corner, and then use get those staggers up there. So because whenever I will knock him down with my heavy attack, he will get unblockable, but that would be nullified by stagger. That will give him shock, and that shock, because of passive stun, you can keep Vision in the corner and keep slapping, and you can cheese him easily. You can do that with all the other champions on this path, and because I'm also have synergy with Diablo, I am getting guaranteed hits. Here I misplay a little bit, but it can be done. I've done it in my test run, so you can just cheese it. But the important thing is you have to remove the unblockable effect first with an SP1, and then you can take him to a corner and you can just doom slap him till his death. Next defender is going to be a Medusa. Now I tried to use a light attack at the start of the fight, but she backed away, but it's okay. I will try to do one intercept and nullify that, and now the unblockable is nullified. I don't have to worry about it. All I'm going to do with Black Widow Clairvoyant is to build up to those SP2s, and once I have that, I'm going to use a heavy attack so I have unstoppable on me, and then use an SP2 so I can do complete damage here. And that's about it, guys. Once you have the unblockable removed, you can easily control the fight because she will not gain any unblockable or unstoppable because of the buff immunity, and you just rinse and repeat that SP2. Note that I'm not using a 200% boost here. So if you do a 200% boost and you do a 20% damage and attack boost, you are going to get an SP2 very quick. Also, if you throw in a Mystic Dispersion, this cycle will be very fast. You'll be easily able to finish off this part. So boost well if you want to do this. It will help you a lot. Now again, this fight can also be done with doom slapping in the corner. Just use an SP1 as soon as you get it to remove the unblockable debuff and unblockable buff on the opponent, and then just take them into corner. Use your 5-hit combos, and once she is in the corner, just keep charging your heavy and you can cheese it off very easily. I've tried that, but I haven't been able to show here on this video because I was trying to show different champions to take different opponents out. So I hope that helps, and you can try it with Doom as well. The next defender is going to be a Magneto. Now, the easier way to deal with him is to bring in a champion that has easy access to nullify. Not somebody like Diablo, but you have to make sure that the champion is going to be a non-metallic one. Now, Black Widow Clairvoyant will definitely make this fight much easier, but I just want to show different options, so I am using a Diablo. Now, I don't have a dupe Doctor Strange. If I had a dupe Doctor Strange, I would use him because his counter spell will just remove it, the unblockable buff right away, and then it's easy game from there. Also, you can use Symbiote Supreme will work really well with all those staggers, so he's also a good option. I'm gonna use a Diablo, and before I went into the fight, I activated both two of the 3 purified abilities. One is Distilled Will, and the other one gives him ability to nullify buffs. So I will use my special one as soon as possible. I will have to intercept a little bit, so I would suggest you that if you're not good with intercepting, it's better to take a safer option, somebody like Black Widow Clairvoyant. You can start the fight with light attacks, or you can use somebody like Doctor Strange, and you can work like that as well. Another one that works really well here, one of my favorite counters to Magneto every time, is a magic. All I need to do with magic is take him to a corner, get to an SP2, and then simply power lock him, and with the 200 power boost and Mystic Dispersion and increased damage, I will get SP2s back to back, and all that parry damage will be negated because of limbo, so magic is also a very good option here. Now this next fight is a very sticky fight because Terrax is on his own is a very annoying defender, and with Unstoppable he is more difficult. Now I tried to start the fight with a light attack to intercept him, but he didn't play nice and I got hit in the face with all of those armor breaks and everything, but that's okay. I managed to bring him back and started intercepting him. Now the first thing I did was to use an SP1 and remove his unblockable buff on him. As I'm using magic, my plan is to get to an SP2 and start throwing those SP2s and power lock him so I don't have to worry about his specials. So the hard part will be get to an SP1, remove his unblockable. Once you remove that buff, you can parry and slowly build to an SP2 while not giving him power. Once you have that, you can get to an SP2 and you can kill him off. Now you can do something similar with Doom as well. You can use an SP1 to remove that, and you can also you cannot corner slap him because he is shock immune, but with Doom you can also kind of control the fight. Another really good option here is going to be a Black Widow Clairvoyant. You can easily use her and just cycle those SP2s and with your bleed immunity so you can heal back your health. Another good one will be Doctor Strange because he will remove that unblockable buff right away, and also he gains power. You don't need to hit the opponent, and he also has regen and also has armor break, so all of that works well. Also Sorcerer Supreme is a good option because in her armor phase she can heal back all the damage she takes in a block. So there's quite a few different options. Another one of my favorite options here is going to be your Diablo. All you need to do is to activate his pre-fight abilities, and because these these rock fields are going to be energy damage, he's going to heal from that. So there are plenty of different options. You just have to be a little bit patient. It's all about getting that first debuff out of the first unstoppable buff out of the way. Once you have that out of the way, you can control the fight. He will not get unstoppable, he will not get any unblockable, so you should be able to do this fight relatively easy. But again, don't get me wrong, this is a difficult fight. I failed twice before I got this one right, so it might give you a bit of trouble. And the final fight is going to be against a War Machine. Now again, War Machine is an annoying one with his SP1, but again, if you bring in a champion with a Nullify Stagger, just remove his unblockable buff on him before he gets to an SP1 and rest is a very super and easy fight to deal with. You can also push him to an SP2, so which is much easier to evade. Keep him away from his SP1, and once you have that, just use your SP2 to keep the buff immunity with Black Widow Clairvoyant, and that's about it. You can actually use Doom as well and do the Doom slaps in the corner. Also, Hood is a good one as well. Also, Symbiote Supreme, Doctor Strange works really well. So any champion that can remove his initial unblockable buff on him, and then rest you can easily control the fight. Magic is also another one that works really well. You can just SP2 lock and just keep him to a corner, and once he gets all of those buffs from his SP3, you throw your SP3 with the magic, so that also works. So I hope this helps you guys. I know this is a tough part, but with the right champions you can do it. Just bring in your mystic champions with nullifies and staggers, and you should be able to do it. Your sticky part should only be the Terrax fight, and rest you should be able to handle. So after that, let's jump into the boss that is going to be a Taskmaster. So let's discuss that. So I'll see you there, guys. And the boss I'm attempting today is going to be a Taskmaster. The few things you need to know, that first is he has crit me with your best shot, so you will only take damage with your criticals. So that's why I brought in my hit monkey. Second is going to be bob and weave. So if he hits you in a block, if he hits you, he's gonna only crit to you. And the way you deactivate is you either go and you intercept him, or you dex him when he dashes into you, and then that will deactivate it for like 10 seconds. Now, the difficult part about this fight will be to navigate through his SP1 because the specials are unblockable. SP2 is very easily evadable, but the hard part is to get the SP1. There is a specific timing to it, so I hope I can show you that one right here. I've just pushed him to an SP2, easily evadable. As I'm using suicide, so I'm only going to use SP3s on him so I can save my health. So with SP1, once he's ready to throw that, you just have to swipe back twice in a quick succession, and you can easily evade that. There's a certain timing to it, so let's check that out. So I think he will throw an SP1 right after his combo right there. Swipe, swipe, and that's it. That's how you evade his SP1. Let's try that again. Swipe and swipe again. That's it. Just two quick swipes and you can easily evade his special. So I hope you get the timing right. Again, let's try again. Swipe, swipe, and that's about it, guys. So I hope, I know that sounds funny, but that's how I think about it in my head, and that helps me control the fight and get the SP1s out of the way. And just with an SP3 I will get another big cruelty on me that will help me increase my critical damage, and then you can get through this fight. Other champions that can work here are going to be Elsa Bloodstone, also Ghost is a good option, Shang-Chi, Corvus. It's all about getting the timing right for an SP1, and then the fight is super easy. Unless you want to cheese it, you can just bring in Ebony Maw and do not deactivate the bob and weave, and he will never be able to hit you because Ebony Maw just deflects away all the criticals and the opponent misses on him, and you can just simply kill him. It's going to be a long fight, but then it's doable with Ebony Maw as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications, and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys how you guys did this part and what were your solutions to the boss. So apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.